Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Monday evening. I've been doing a live stream watching the Bears versus New England, and the Bears are up 26-14. And seeming like they have momentum. The NFL is literally turned upside down. It's kind of crazy when you think about the forecasts and things that were said that were going to happen this year, where everybody figured, oh my God, the Rams, coming off the Super Bowl win, getting guys like Bobby Wagner and re-signing, Cooper Kupp and having, all of the pieces that they had. They're still in the Odell Beckham Jr., coming back to town and stuff, that they were going to be great, that the 49ers, after what they did last year, they're going to be great. Kyler Murray getting his contract, that they're going to be great. And then they looked at the Seattle Seahawks and they said, well, Seattle is rebuilding, and they got rid of Russell Wilson. They just got rid of Russell Wilson. He's gone. He's out of there. They're done. They got rid of Bobby Wagner. There's no chance for them to do anything. And here it is. They're leading their division at 4-3. And they have a big game this weekend. If somebody had said to you, hey, man, before this started, I'm going to get you tickets to see Seattle versus the Giants, you would have said, who cares? Who cares? But the Giants are going to Seattle to play in Seattle in what is a big game. Who would have thought that the New York Giants would be 6-1 right now? It's so crazy because they always talk about, well, the Eagles got it made because they're just playing in the NFC East. And here it is. It looks like 3 playoff teams at the moment. Again, things can change. But when you look at the amount of wins that everybody has, pretty much there's about a 70% or better chance that each one of the 3 teams, not Washington, has a shot in being in the playoffs. And at this point, hell, Washington's not even out of it. Because here's what you got to look at. This is where it's crazy. Minnesota's leading their division. Right now, Green Bay is 3-4. I think Washington is 3-4, right? Isn't Washington 3-4? You look at right now, Tampa Bay is leading their division at 3-4, right? The Falcons are 3-4. You go to the NFC West, you got Seattle, that's 4-3, and the 49ers and the Rams are, 3-4, right? So as you go across, in the NFC North, you got 3-4 for Green Bay. One of those teams are going to be in the playoffs. And so you look at this and say, at the moment, unless one of us implodes completely, we could have 3 teams from the NFC East in the playoffs, which is unfathomable. And I will say this. We've got so many people that all week long they've been saying, last week, Dak Prescott can learn from Cooper Rush. Dak Prescott can learn to go ahead and play inside of the game and not take a lot of chances, to make sure that, you use the tools that are there. And we do that, and then people bitch and say, oh, well, shit, this is what we're paying $40 million for? You asked him to be like Cooper Rush, and that's exactly what we did. And now it's like, oh, that's ass. Sorry. 200 yards, 1 TD. That's Cooper Rush's game. No interceptions. That's exactly what Cooper Rush did when we were going through our winning streaks. Now, I will look and say, a guy coming back from thumb surgery, I'm okay that they weren't trying to light it up, 50 times. And understand, we've been there with that. Right now, we are a team. I don't want it all have to be on the quarterback solely to win or lose the Super Bowl. Because even with Pat Mahomes, who is doing things that are just freaking insane, when they won the Super Bowl, their defense was really good. And when they weren't, he's not winning it. It's about the team. Forget this narrative that you get from all the talking heads and everything else that try and convince you that the quarterback is the only reason that you win. You have to have good quarterback play. I agree. But that's not the only thing you need. And the Cowboys finally, for once, have some things that they need. How many times in the past years have we seen our kicker lose games for us? Lose a game or two every year. A game or two every year on the kicker. How many times have we seen special teams ended up not getting decent field position on returns? Now, Maher 2.0 is doing pretty good when called on. Now, Turpin, when he gets the ball, he's electric. We're so spoiled that he did a 15-yard return. I was like, oh, man, he didn't get anything. It was a 15-yard return. We would have killed for those kind of returns a couple of years ago. And this defense, oh, my God. Wow. Micah Parsons, the one-man wrecking crew. If Micah Parsons makes it through this season, there's almost no chance. I mean, if he doesn't get injured, he should be the Defensive Player of the Year. For him to be tied for first in sacks, first alone in pressures, I think third for tackles for loss, every statistical category of a defender, he's in the top 5. And I dare say that he looked like he was slowed down a little bit yesterday, but still getting it done. And because he's getting it done, we got everybody else that's also going. It is freaking insane that we have 29 sacks right now. 29 sacks. In 2020, we only had 31. And the offense is taking care of the ball. We are 6, plus 6 in the turnover ratio. And that's even with the 3 that we had going against the Eagles. That's second in the NFL. The Eagles are first at 12. I will say that the Cowboys, having lost Dak, having lost Tyron Smith, having lost Dalton Schultz for games, having to wait on Michael Gallup, having lost Tyron Smith, that the Cowboys, going through the toughest part of their schedule, having had to face adversity, have done really, really well. The schedule, although looking at it now, because some teams that you thought weren't going to be good are actually better than you thought, may be worse than what we looked at before. Now, Green Bay is going to probably be fighting for the lives. They play the Bills this week, then they play the Lions, and they play us. But they need to keep pace with Minnesota, so we play them. Then we play Minnesota, who surprisingly, their only loss was Monday night against the Eagles. And then we play the Giants, who their only loss has been to us. So you may actually look at it and say, maybe our schedule right now in front of us is a little worse than we thought. Now, the benefit for us is we play the Bears, but the Bears right now look like they're going to be doing pretty well. Justin Fields is so hot and cold that he'll make a great play. There were some times where he should have been caught and sacked for a 10-yard loss, and he picked up 20 yards. He's had some decent passes. Now, he will turn it over as well. But don't think that it's just going to be, an easy game. Because the NFL, my friends, is a week-to-week league. And 2 weeks ago, everybody was talking about San Francisco being one of the best teams of football, and they've lost 2 straight. So hold on tight. Be thankful for where we are right now. But believe it, Things can change rapidly. But be thankful that we do have a Cooper Rush there behind Dak Prescott. Be thankful that we've got guys like Neville Gallimore and Tristan Hill and Carlos Watkins that we can put on and off the roster for going through this war of attrition. Be happy that we do have a Jason Peters that we're trying to get up to speed, and maybe a Tyron Smith that'll come back and help the offensive line. Be happy that you got a Zeke Elliott and a Tony Pollard. As Zeke Elliott, gets a knee contusion and says his knee is sore, but it's only Monday. Be happy where we are. Instead of, it mystifies me. We win games and people are still pissed off. I just don't understand that. I just don't understand that. But hey, what do I know? I'm a guy with a day job and a voodoo doll, and I appreciate you guys watching and being part of the show. As always, be sure to tell the people that you love them. I know not everybody likes me, and that's fine. I've learned that over the years. There's always going to be people that hate you. No matter what you do, that people aren't going to be satisfied, that you can't give them enough. But I mean from the bottom of my heart when I say, I love you guys, because I honestly and truly do. And God willing, I'll be here tomorrow. See you first thing in the morning. Peace out.